Your Excellency, I'm standing here on behalf of my senior colleague, Honorable Betty Amongi. My name is Esther Anyakun Davinia, Minister of State for Labor, Employment, and Industrial Relations. Before I start my statement, allow me to request Your Excellency and everyone here to stand and observe a moment of silence for our departed colleague, the late Honorable Charles Sing'ola Machodogo, who passed on a day after Labor Day celebration last year. May his soul rest in eternal peace. On behalf of the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, I welcome you all to this National Labor celebration at Mwakaburag Grounds, Fort Portal. I extend special welcome to Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and thank you for gracing the celebration with your grace and presence despite your busy schedules. Your Excellency, I humbly express my gratitude to your continued commitment for honoring Labor Day celebration. Your consistent presence to this celebration is a testimony to the value and significance you place on contributions of workers and our country. We also commend you for your efforts in safeguarding the lives of Ugandans, including the workers. Today, we gather here to celebrate the remarkable contribution of workers, both past and present, whose sacrifice, achievements have shaped our country's identity and progress. The numerous achievements we have seen in public and private sector, such as the airport, roads, water systems, power dams, mushrooming housing estates, urban centers, the factories, and modern farms, they are all because of the workers who toil day in, day out. We honor and celebrate your work, dedication, and unwavering commitment. This moment calls for reflection on the strides we have made in enhancing labor conditions and renewing our pledge to guarantee fair treatment and opportunities for all workers. This year's Labor Day is celebrated under the theme, Improving Access to Labor Justice, a prerequisite for increased productivity. Your Excellency, we endeavor to enhance access to labor justice. We acknowledge the challenges of joblessness, particularly among the youth. The Ministry is actively engaged in implementing a number of achievements and the initiatives to address the pressing challenges. I will highlight a few of these initiatives. The General Growth Opportunities and Productivity for Women Enterprise, the GROW project. This is the project which is funded by the World Bank, which you launched in March 2023 at Sanga. The initiative provides a comprehensive package for service, including skilling, mentorship, business development services, access to finance, and common user facilities to over 60,000 women-owned enterprises. At the moment, we have scaled up implementing, and also women entrepreneurs across the country have started receiving support to incubate their business ideas, obtain certification of exports, and access crucial business development services. In June, we will be unveiling the Women Entrepreneurs Credit Facility, where they will borrow between Uganda shillings 4 million to 200 million at an interest of 10% per annum. This initiative is expected to spur the growth of women and entrepreneurs, leading to the creation of both direct and indirect employment opportunities. Apprenticeship program is a strategic labor initiative where graduates and non-graduates are placed at workplace to get on-job training and practical experience to equip them to skill needed and to secure employment or embark on entrepreneurial ventures. Your Excellency, you may recall that in 2018, you directed the ministry fast-tracks the implementation of the apprenticeship scheme in key sectors of the economy. I'm pleased to report to you that we have successfully piloted apprenticeship scheme in the hotel industry in financial and technical support in international from International Labour Organization. In December 2022, 94% apprentices completed level 1 certificate training, with 68, that is 72% of them getting employment on completion of due to relevance of skills they acquired. Another batch of 200 apprentices are currently undergoing training in 62 hotels under the second phase of the pilot. In addition, Enabel, the Belgium Development Organization, is supporting the ministry to scale up apprenticeship in hotel industry in Albertine and Rwenzori sub-region, where 750 apprentices will train in this program. Your Excellency, we seek your support in securing additional funding to roll out this impactful scaling model to other sectors of the economy. Another initiative is supporting the Juakali enterprises to transform into a formal economy, Sente program. This program has provided business toolkits and business development services to the Juakali businesses to enable them grow, transition into formal economy. To date, the program has successfully supported 17,015 Juakali. 7,167 of them are males and 9,174 of them are females. The majority of these enterprises are demonstrating consistent growth, indicating the effectiveness of the program in facilitating their transition into formal economy and job creation. Labor externalization. The ministry has developed regulatory work framework that has significantly improved labor externalization. Processes have been simplified by implementing the external employee management information system, a computerized database we use to approve all jobs orders from abroad and monitor all Ugandans traveling legally abroad. In addition, labor agreements have been signed with the countries such as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Jordan, and United Arab Emirates, ensuring that the protection of Ugandans immigrants' rights. Negotiations with Oman and the United Kingdom, Germany, and Israel are underway. The bilateral agreements with the Qatar provides us the opportunity to externalize skilled and semi-skilled labor. It is suffice note to that the labor rights in Uganda abroad is improving, and complaints from the diaspora in the Middle East have notably reduced. Uganda's National Employment Strategy 2023-2028. The ministry is preparing a draft Uganda National Employment Strategy, NES 2023-2028, which diagnoses challenges of the labor force and provides strategic direction of labor, employment, and organizations, safety, and health. The strategy is expected to guide creation of more and better employment opportunities. Your Excellency, this strategy will be brought to Cabinet for approval. This comes at a time when we are witnessing unethical business practices among some employees that violate the rights of the workers. Case of unfair dismissal, unpaid wages, and safe working conditions are prevalent. The Labor Force Survey 2021 reports that many workers, particularly vulnerable groups such as women, youth, and formal sectors workers, are exposed to various forms of abuses and injustice. Only 23% of the workers have access to protective gears, leading to high number of accidents and injuries, especially in industry sector. In addition, 1 in every 5 workers are exposed to dust, fumes, chemicals, and many face violence, such as constant shouted at, insults, subjected to sexual abuse and assaults. In addressing the challenges, the ministry is undertaking several initiatives, including social security reforms, Your Excellency. The reforms in the National Social Security Fund have not only enhanced the fund's performance, but also improved access to members' savings. One of the most significant achievements has been the midterm access, where members who are 45 years or above of the members with a disability who are 45 years and above have been allowed to access 50% of their savings during time of need, or yet fund has remained strong. Furthermore, the introduction of voluntary saving in empowered workers in both formal and informal sector to raise their savings. This is evidenced by 10,487 members joining the first year of implementation, which contributed to 28.760 billion. The NSSF efficiently and reach have also improved through partnership with ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as the training, engagement of labor officers. This has resulted into 15% of increase of the number of the activities NSSF members, which has rose from 651,778 in 2021 to 2022 to 773,588 in 2022-2023. These reforms have led to the notable increase in annual contribution from 1.486 trillion in 2022 to 1.716 trillion in 2023. The fund has also hit Uganda shillings 20 trillion in assets under management in 2024. In addition, the NSSF is strategically partnered with the government to facilitate investments in development projects to ensure sustainable growth and long-term benefits for its members. However, challenges remain, particularly in some of the employers failing to contribute to their employees and others deducting but not remitting to NSSF. To address this, we will continue to employ both incentives and penalties to ensure compliance. Your Excellency, leadership and vision have been instrumental in driving these reforms, and we are committed to continue this journey towards your efficient and inclusive social service security systems. Disposable of labor complaints. The ministry has been actively addressing labor complaints. It is in its headquarters registering 553 cases during the financial year 2022-2023. Of these, 203 were successfully settled, 76 were referred to the industrial court, and 274 cases are still pending conclusion. Labor officers at the district, city, and municipality levels are receiving a significant number of complaints. The ministry plans to develop a capacity of labor officers in effective labor administration, but financially constrained because of the taking comparative expenditure. Your Excellency, we talked about the industrial court. Your Excellency, we will continue to strengthen the industrial court through harmonizing the labor laws, provisional and additional judges, acquiring home for the court. Already, Your Excellency, NSSF is committed to build a home for the court, but as we speak right now, we are requesting to be allocated land for this office for the industrial court.
In Nyakitara was that I came here 2006 and I was repeating my message of the 4 acres. Now, I want you people to listen carefully. In my 4 acres, you did not, in my 4 acres model and 7 activities, I never talked about tea. You are now saying tea has got problems. I know them, and I had studied them. That's why I never included tea in my documents of recommendation. Because nyoti nkumara gatomera. Whatever I recommend for my people in writing, I don't just talk, I put in writing. I recommended the 7 activities for the poor people: coffee, fruits, dairy, food crop for the home, cassava, bananas, whatever, poultry for eggs, piggery, and fish farming. This is what I recommended in writing, not just talking, no. I looked at tea and I put it in another category. These 7 activities were all in the category of intensive agriculture, using a small area to get good income. Now, Nyakana was saying that when he heard my message, because of the lack of vision of the society, because of lack of guidance, abebembezi bali aho tubereke bakumanya leader nabone empumi. So Nyakana was saying that by the time he heard my message, he no longer had 4 acres because the land had been fragmented because of indisciplined, visionless inheritance practices. Abantu nibagweta batene kibakoranze mu maiso. Obuguda bona babutematemamu. That when he had my message, he no longer had 4 acres. He had only 1.2 acres. Therefore, out of my 7 active enterprises, he only decided to do 2. A few dairy cows and eggs, hens for eggs. And because of that, he's now, after you remove costs, each month he makes a profit of 16 million. And in a year, he makes a profit of 180 million from 1 acre now. And he's employing 10 people permanent, 5 part-time. That is 15. So when I was sitting here, there, and hearing all the stories I was hearing, I decided to get my calculator. And I know that Uganda has got arable land of 40 million acres. Now, what Nyakana is doing is what I advised them to do: intensive agriculture. But there is extensive agriculture where you don't do the crops, the activities I recommended to them, but you do things like cotton, like ebikado, byabasoga, sugarcane, like tobacco of the Rugubaras, even the indigenous cattle, like the ones that I keep at Kisozi. Those are activities which you can only make money from if you do them on a big scale. You cannot do on 1 acre cotton and you get out of poverty. So those are in the category of extensive agriculture, which we also need. Because, for instance, maize is in extensive agriculture. The Bachiga of Kamwenje, barahinga ebishori bintu ngo hinge bingi uhinge hahango wabo nita karahango wote inita karahango ruga bishori za kwabura kwanje kora yangire mu kutahabura kwanje ubwo runubira kushangayo. So Nyakana started with the two enterprises. There, where he has got 8 cows now in the shed, fed by the grass he cuts and feeds them, and poultry. And he's employing 15 people. So I was saying, if the land, when I was sitting there listening to all the stories, I said, out of the 40 million acres of Uganda, which is arable, what if 20 million acres were used in the way we have recommended for the Nyakanas and others who have listened? Each acre creating 15 jobs. I made a calculator there. Would need 300 million jobs. You'll have more jobs than all the population of East Africa. So don't tell me about lack of jobs. Talk about lack of vision. Because the jobs are there. The jobs are there. You can hear from 1 acre, this individual is employing 10 people permanent. So suppose you had people operating using just half of the land area of Uganda, of the arable land area. You would create so many jobs. Countries which don't have jobs are countries which are poor. Uganda is not poor. The problem here is lack of vision. Nobutahurra. Umuntu ne cyari kureba akwabura tumukufai. Imbani ingamba bagwejegera rebuku. Fine. So this is point number 1. So please stop wasting my time with the job, lack of jobs. The jobs are there. What is lacking is vision. All those children who are going to work for the Arabs, they shouldn't be going there. What are they going to do to work for the Arabs? They should be here. Now, Nyakana is producing the milk and the eggs. But now, he has also gone into making manure. So he has become a manufacturer now. From the cow dung and the matotoro of Nkoko. In our rich language, Amazigenkoko to get Amazigenkoko. To get Amatotoro. So he's making manure from the droppings of the cow dung and the droppings of the chicken. And then he's also making animal feeds so he has now gone from agriculture to some sort of value addition. So therefore, you, the labor group, I want to meet you. We are talking about Uganda. We are not talking about Belgium. We are not talking about Switzerland. We are talking about Uganda. Uganda on the equator. That's where it is. So I want to meet you. You speak very well, Okero, but you come and get substance to speak about. So this is the number one. And normally I am polite. I am polite. I try to talk. I don't want to embarrass people. But I think politeness is not a good idea also. So in the coming days, I will be speaking in a non-polite way. Jobs come from wealth. Jobs come from wealth. You cannot have jobs without wealth. Emirimu nigirga ombuguuda. Omuguuda nakora ebyobuguuda bwe nebizaara emirimu. Nyakaana nakafamu ke katoito kazaire emirimu 10-15. Uitaka rukoto njija kuzaara emirimu mingi kwa kurukosa kurungi. Owa hoteli neberiye omuntu beti nazaara emirimu nazaara abantu emirimu. Owikorero ndiba riye omuntu ninga lya company beti nzaara emirimu. So wealth creates jobs. You cannot have jobs without wealth. So therefore, when you are talking to you people, start with the wealth creation. How can we make it easy for wealth, modern type of wealth, not the traditional type? Obugago bw'obujaja nedda webuli bwaliwo naye kati twetaaga obujaja obugago bw'omulembe. We need modern wealth. So, you the workers and employers, it's not in Europe. In Europe there was a class struggle. A class struggle. Because the Europeans were imperialists, exploiting us, but also exploiting their own people. Here we don't need a class struggle here. We need a collective struggle to see how to create wealth which creates jobs. So that's a debate between employees, employer, federation. This one is a European phenomenon. The issue here is to create wealth. Now, for instance, you the workers, because now there's a contradiction in what you are saying. Because you are saying, employ more judges, employ more registrars, employ what? That means money now. So where would I get money to extend electricity, to create electricity, which is crucial for the factories to get cheap electricity and be able to be competitive? Because if the manufacturers had cheap electricity, we need to solve you, the labor. You should come and we talk how to solve the problem of transport from Uganda to the coast. How can we have low-cost transport to the ocean? Because with low-cost transport to the ocean and with low cost of electricity, then the business people will come in, they will make profit, and you, the workers, will now have reason to say, you are making a profit, give us more money. But now, you are like suicidal, all of you. You are engaged in a suicidal war. this so-called manufacturer, because of the confusion among the political elite, because they waste my time. I try to do this, they block it. Try to do this, they block it. I'm always polite sometimes, but there is a limit to politeness. Instead of putting money to solve the problem of the railway, we need a railway to the ocean, a cheap railway. Now we are begging the Chinese, begging I don't know who. Why do we beg? We can build it ourselves if we are disciplined. And we don't squander money, wages, salaries, allowance, benchmarking, what? So, you work with the few investors whom you have here, and with these political people who are full there in the pavilion, to solve the problem of cheap transport to the ocean. Number one. Number two, electricity. Electricity, we are doing well. We have got surplus electricity now, but it was distorted by your corrupt people. On Bujagari, behind my back, they went and make an agreement with Bujagari to bring what they call private capital with very expensive terms. So that was what is distorting our tariffs, our electricity prices. Otherwise, they will be low now. So let's struggle to have low cost of electricity, low cost of transport. I think these are the two. Now, low cost of money. We should put more money in UDB. More money in UDB. So that UDB can lend money to the manufacturers cheaply. Not like the commercial banks. The commercial banks are for traders to go to America and get dead people's clothes and bring them here and sell them to us. So please, this is the second point. The first point, if you want more jobs, listen to the NRM guideline on the monetization, on the full involvement of agriculture into the money economy. All the homesteads in the rural areas should be involved in the money economy through intensive agriculture, and others through extensive agriculture. Then on the side of the factories, let's solve the input costs, the cost factors. Then we can demand, once we know that these people are making profit, good profit, because you can calculate it yourself. You can calculate it. You don't have to, for the employer to calculate for you. You can calculate it. How much does the electricity cost? How much does water? How much does this? So how much profit is he making? If you are making so much profit, then you can give us. So we need an organic approach to this problem, not just copying. The problem here, you are quoting the international law. This problem here is not law. The problem here is reality. What is on the ground? You can make a law. You say the laws are there, but if the factories are not there, what are you going to do? What will the law regulate? Now, on the somebody talked about taxes also. I will meet the traders on the 7th. But you need to know, I think I wrote an article in the social media that omuntu kwarakuba nasubira ebitoke ninga ebichori kubiha Fort Portal kubitwara Kampala nahereza omusoro okuba nokora bizinesi yokusubura ebicoori n'ebitooke n'emondi kubiha Fort Portal kubitwara Kampala nohereza omusoro. Hariho omusoro aho, omusoro gwa kikaki. Omusoro guha okwihaho okugura license yokusubura. Nosanga local government zanyu zibeho empoza inyo yintakwikiriza ejo nkajanga kara tinkugonza mpoza ebintu ebyo omuntu nasubura ebyomere. So there is no central government tax other than the license fee. Somebody buying the produce from here to Kampala or to anywhere, there is no tax. There is no tax on export. If I'm exporting products, I don't pay tax. There used to be a tax on coffee. We abolished it. When you are bringing machinery inside Uganda, we don't tax you. So no government who are the ones who are taxed? It is the people who are importing consumer goods from outside, mainly the import tax. This is the debate. So when you are debating, those people get goods from outside, one of the reasons we tax them is because they kill our own imports. The shirt I am putting on, nyo tinchajwale ebikurugaheru, esati zikurugaheru, nkazangera kimu. Esati yangu yenu Uganda, 80%, 90%, in fact, it must be like 80% Uganda. Pamba ya 100% actually. Ejo sati nyo enjoy. Ngoya za heru nkazanga nyonde mere hano. Njasukeze empare yonka tingatungire ya hano. So when we tax the textiles, imported textiles, we are protecting our own textiles here. Like the shirt I am putting on, which is 100% Ugandan. So let us debate that. Let's not mix up. Which taxes are you talking about? It is mainly on the imports of consumer products. Not machinery, not raw materials, but consumer items. You, the workers in the factories, you should be the ones defending this one. If the labor leaders are representing the factories. Now, what I picked from the talk, there are 2 points which I'm going to take up immediately. One point is the markets which we built have been taken over by the parasites. The rich people have taken over the markets and displaced the Banaku who were selling in those areas before we built the markets. That's a big issue, which I directed the Vice President who is here to take up with the Minister of Local Government. This one I heard about before. Obutare Bwabanaku. So this one definitely we shall take it up and investigate it and we are going to chase those corrupt people who misuse their positions to oppress small people. Tubaine nsoni omuntu bwawanako numuserera yuki ibyo abanako mbere abantu abagufumbye ntahya barekere ubuntu bwabo bakorera ombutaro. That one is a good point. I thank you very much for raising that one. Now, the other point I picked up was the point about the employers are also not Christians. Nobody else kafiri. But he said that instead of using permanent labor, they use casual labor. That's correct. They use casual labor. Anyakul. Have you heard that? Had you heard it before? You had heard it? The Karamojong girl will handle it. That one is a good point, because even if I am still getting a low salary, because we are still sorting out the issues of electricity, I should be permanent, not casual coming to. I should be permanent. That one is I'm going to insist on. Now, on the tea crisis, first of all, tea is not a high-value crop among the ones I selected for my smaller people. And I put it in writing. It is part of the large-scale agriculture, extensive farming. And I had studied it, and if you see my documents, I had pointed out that the global demand of tea is not very big. If you look at the demand of coffee, some years ago was 118 million bags per year, 60 kilogram bags. It is now 160 million. It is going up, coffee. But the global demand of tea is not so big. And the biggest consumers apparently were mainly Pakistan and Egypt. But they got into political problems. So that's why there is this insecurity. But also, on our side, there were some mistakes, which is what Colonel Obtime was talking about. We're not using fertilizers. We were oxoroma. You know, English is a poor language. They don't have enough words. They say have plucking. What is plucking tea? Ngubakani basoroma kubi haine ebiharba jirweitu. This is the one we are going to address in the cabinet, which Colonel Obtime talked about. We are going to address those, our own side here. But the bigger question is that tea, the global demand, you should check it properly. I have it in my booklet. I put all this in writing. I say, please, the global demand of this one is this much, the global is this much. The global demand of tea is not so big. Not like coffee, not like milk, not like fish. That's why I recommended the seven enterprises in writing. Bitinye ibintu bazana bafaho. Tukufaho. Ogunabaza buri omu. Endimi nyingi itukuruza obushera. Many tongues spoil the broth. Huh? Let me see. There's where I put them, I don't see it quickly here. I'm trying to get to the. Bring the other one.
Go soup!
Omnyankolagira wakahandikirwe karamu tukajunda.
Go put.
This is a booklet I
Read it.
wrote
Legacy.
in 2011. On page 17, I put there, akatabo kange omugurisa kehandikirira nkahereza abantu orukwijja muhereza orukorabaho muhereza tubakurufaho. Coffee, global demand, 8 million metric tons coffee, and the value $324 billion. This was 2011. Tea, chai, irhanu. 1.2 million metric tons, $17 billion. Muhurira bagenzi bange. Omugurisa byahandikire 2011. Chai global demand esente zayo billion 17 za dola. Omwani akasumyako 324 billion. Cotton, pamba, 50 billion. Fruits, 90 billion. Fish, $102 billion. These are dollars. Milk, amata gambira, 480 billion. Wheat, engano nina katele kakoto, 221 billion. Vanilla, mwijuka vanilla katuletele bizubu, 45 billion. Bananas, ebitoke, hakiri ebitoke, $120 billion. Byona biri hano mukatabu. Beitu nobaza tubakufayo. Bari amasumu. Okay. Katonda jari. Now finally, I'm looking forward to meeting the labor leaders. They are very articulate, but I want to put content in what they are saying. I want to help them know what to say. So my PPS, in the month of June, organized for the labor leaders, and for the leaders of the Rwenzori of this area, I want to meet them also. In June, I want to meet you. Ebyange bigarikiraho mukuruko olunaku lukulu lw'abakozi ruhanga abakonyere.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for the wise counsel and visionary leadership that you have always shared with us without reservation, without getting tired. We are so grateful as people of Toro that you have even given us an opportunity to meet you on the sidelines so that we can be able to articulate our issues and concerns. And also the workers must be extremely happy that they are going to meet you privately so that they are able to talk about their concerns.
What a night! Ghost! Salam Brigada! Wake up! Salam, your eyes! Heshma Top! Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba kutoa bendera uwanjani, Mheshimiwa Rais. Kunja bendera! Toa bendera uwanjani! Hey! Salamu ya bendera! Hey!
I hope you can see how fast the colors are being marched out. And I think the young people would want to join the army right now. If there was a recruitment, you would see the numbers in this playground. Everything is done in rocket speed. The sovereignty of our state, Uganda, is visibly seen. In order and on time. A big hand of applause as they march out the other team. The parade commander continues with his work.
All right, I see. Now, Sir, parade commander, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba kwenda. Parade commander. Yeah.
A very big hand of applause to Lieutenant Colonel Wile Ndiomugabe for the job well accomplished. He has now handed over to his 2IC, and he's going to move the parade forward as they march off. Thank you for that very good exhibition. We are enjoying.
vote.